So on this short video, I'm going to explain how SceneShed generates the slope angles and what implications. I will also cover what implications you should consider in order to evaluate if the software is respecting the specified slope angles. So the first thing here is your analysis must be focused on the surface, not on the model, because it's on the surface that you're going to see the true value of the specified slope angles on the interface. Another argument is that by conception and exhaustive tests, it's impossible that SceneShed generates a slope angle different than what you specify. What we can have is a transition zone, as you can check over here. For instance, we have green blocks with a different slope angles than the yellow blocks. So you might have a transition zone right over here where the slope angle of the surface is going to be the average of the slope angle specified by these two blocks. So if you specify 50 for that and 70 for the yellow one, the surface is going to follow the average, which is 60. This is another point to consider by evaluating your slope angles. And besides that, keep in mind that the mine blocks are going to be the ones that are immediately above the surface point. So let's imagine a different scenario, different pattern here, where we have the mine blocks in green and the yellow ones in yellow, the waste ones in yellow, the dump ones. So SceneShed is going to consider mine block if the centroid of this block is immediately above the surface, and the angle the surface is going to consider is the angle of the mine block, which is the one that's right above of this one. So even though if the surface is passing through a part of the waste blocks, it's not going to consider the slope angle of this block, but the block right above of that. So, but if you imagine that if the surface is passing below this point, right over here, right, then it will consider the slope angle specified by this block. So it's the mine block that's going to define the slope angle present on the surface. So yeah, hope that this video provides you enough support for proper understanding of this situation.